back here at JBF Music and Guitar Lessons. In this quick guitar tricks we're looking at Iron Maiden's Dave Murray and his use of the embellished trill. I've touched on this before in my other Dave Murray content, card on the top right, but I want to dedicate a bit more time into expanding upon what's a huge pillar of his lead playing style. The basic idea is to trill, hammer or pull off between two notes on one string. Then do the same on an adjacent string, or simply play a single note on that string. We'll tackle the latter first. All of these examples will be in E minor. Click on the cards on the top right for my Iron Maiden style backing tracks if you want to try these ideas out. With each bar here we have a different variation that Dave Murray will use. As a side note, these might sound a bit like an exercise to begin with, but pretty quickly the examples should start to sound more like music. First up this. So pick the first note, pull off, then play that third note. And you can loop this. The speed might take some time to build up, but with a bit of practice it's possible to really rip through these. As a slight side note here, if you keep this note held down, it's going to sound muddier, so you want to try and raise this finger up so it's just off the fretboard and no more. So you're killing the note, but I'm not really taking my finger off the string, and that way when you're going, it's going to be a bit cleaner then. You could also employ a bit of light palm muting, just little tricks to help clean it up. I mean, when it's that fast, you don't hear it that much, but there's a slight dissonance between these intervals. But just a total side note there. So bar 2, we have this one. So I'm picking the first note, I'm picking the second, and then hammering on. Let's play that in a loop as well. I tend to downward pick slant and just sweep through the strings at faster speeds. Down, down, hammer, or pull off, or indeed a trill. The small bit of legato should give your hand enough time to lift back over the strings, ready to start again. The next step is to add more notes. In bar 3 we pick, hammer, pull off, then pick the G string. And let's loop that one as well. And if we morph bar 3 using the same process as before, like how bar 1 was morphed into bar 2, starting on a different note, we get this. Might as well loop that on itself as well. The next trick is to double things up for a more loose and improvised fiery feel. So here's bar 1. And I'll just loop that. And bar 2. Now let's play those 2 bars back to back, and again let's just loop them. So hopefully you're starting to hear how this simple idea can be used in a somewhat musical way. A bonus tip, you can switch between standard notes and triplet timing for even more variations on the simple but very effective idea. So let's look at some triplet variations that you could use on those basic ideas. Here's the first bar. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And the second bar, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the third bar, 1, 2, 3, 4. And bar 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, let's combine these triplet ideas with what we've learned so far. The embellished trill, 16th note versions, and doubling trills to get a more syncopated lead line. You can play these all over the fretboard, so to that end let's look at taking them through E minor, but sticking in one position just to make life a little bit easier. Bars 3, 4 and 6 are note groupings which are less frequently played by Dave Murray when compared to the other bars, but you'll still get them in his playing from time to time, and hopefully this will show you how you can use this cool little trick beyond just the standard minor pentatonic, although it does work really well with that scale. So with that in mind, let's take it through the scale. Bonus tip, I've used a bit of displacement on this to get a more improvised sounding lick. Lesson card in the top right for more on displacement. You'll also notice the blues note at the end just to wrap up the lick and make it a bit more usable in a real life context. Like I talked about in my Dave Murray Legato lesson, again card on the top right, you can trill through the strings like this. But what we can also do is repeat the embellished trill on a new string set, like this. And of course you could just play this as S16s. And again, you can play through this at a different scale, you can play it all over the neck, but I'll leave that up to you at this point. Those were Dave Murray's favourite legato patterns, or whatever I've ended up titling this video as. This has been Quick Tricks, that's the playlist there. Click here for What If Dave Murray Played for Guns N' Roses, a reimagined solo with tabs and lesson. Hit subscribe, share, like and enable notifications with that little bell on the side, if you feel so inclined. Cheers guys.